Hello everyone and welcome back to Sina Daily's Top News Podcast, and I'm your host Ashwin Kumar. Today we have a special guest. He's none other than former Minister and Setiawangsa MP, YB Nik Nazmi. Hi YB.
Hi.
How are you?
Good to be here.
Good to be here. Okay. YB, actually I want to congratulate you. You know why? I think these days you have lesser work after whatever happened.
Yeah.
As a joke, YB. And when you had a lot of responsibilities, you travel around, you attended symposiums, conferences, you tried to save Malayan tiger, but nobody cared. The environmentalists cared, Sultan of Pahang, the whole family cared.
Yeah.
We cared, media, but rakyat, I'm not sure. But whatever happened in the last 1.5 months or 2 months, now everybody talking about you and your colleague, Dato Sri Rafizi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, back to our topic. Criticism, constructive criticism is not betrayal.
Yeah.
That is a core essence of PKR. Let's not talk about Pakatan Harapan. PKR itself, that's the DNA.
Yeah.
Lahirnya PKR. Kenapa tiba-tiba macam ada jangkitan dari sesuatu parti? I don't want to mention that party. Okay, bila something being raised with good points, somehow nanti disisihkan. Maybe you can tell, maybe.
Well, I think it's true. I mean, being able to question, to criticize, because we want to make things better. That is the essence of Keadilan, of PKR. You in fact, not just in '99, the beginnings when we were on the streets, and the time when a lot of people were attracted to this new movement. But even when we won power in Selangor, in Penang and all that, you see that I was a backbencher adun for one point of time, and we at times were the ones more critical towards our own government than the opposition. I mean, in like real matters, not just petty matters or just to get people excited. Similarly, 2018, I became an MP. I remember, we were loud, we were critical, and I mean, we remained supportive of even at that time Tun Mahathir, but we questioned when the government did not live up to its promises, or did not, or were pushing things without consultation and all that. So this time around, well, I guess maybe one of the things is that we get a lot more new people. Okay. And I understand that, and that's fine. I mean, I want us to win, and when you win, you attract new people, right? And that's fine. But the problem is, whether it's the new people and even some of those who have been in the party for some time from the difficult days, they start to look, start to think differently. That we have to preserve stability above everything else. Because we are not just the government, we are the Prime Minister and all that. So it's all about stability, and using the right channels, which I'm not entirely against. But if I'm a minister, I'm bound by collective responsibility. In fact, in cabinet, I think Rafizi and I were a bit more, well, not critical, but we will give our view. Because I think that's our trust, our amanah. But now that we are outside, and I think Rafizi has also been very clear, I've been very clear, we do not want to change the Prime Minister. We are here in this party, but we will speak out when we need to, because that's what people voted us in for. So I don't know why, other than that, why people don't like this. If it's the new people, I understand. Maybe they find that this culture is weird or rare, right? But if you've been in the party for a long time, you know that being critical, being vocal is what makes us special. What makes people want to join us. And as you said, I mean, other parties have different cultures.
Yeah, betul.
And that's, in a way, that's their strength. That's why some people like them. But so for us, if then you don't like something that is pretty much the DNA of PKR, then I don't know. I mean, people will start to question the party.
Maybe is it because before this, all of you know not in power, not part of government, things were fine, and now suddenly part of government, we have camps. Is it because of that?
Well, in terms of camps, I think PKR has always had camps, right? Our party election has always been exciting, to put it mildly. But I think the difference this time around, as you rightly say, I think having power, then the stakes are higher. Yes, I mean previously that means we had positions in Selangor, in Penang, in some governments, but now it's federal power, right? It's bigger, it's worth more. So I think that is one of the reasons why sometimes you can see the change in the culture of the party.
There's I would say it's a myth among public. The opinion is PKR is a party that just cannot have power. They are born to be opposition. What is your thought on that?
I disagree in the sense that I think we have good people, we have people who I believe make good ministers.
Like Hassan Karim.
But at the same time, I understand why people think that way. But we just have to get used to having power, right? And I think the difference, of course, is for us to have power is not to enrich ourselves, it's not to oppress anyone, but having power is about uplifting the people, is about making a difference in society and bringing the different races in Malaysia together. I mean, that's the DNA of PKR.
Maybe it's this challenge, maybe PKR has to go through this challenge to become a solid party in the future. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe recently KJ also visited, just like you, to Karangraf. When we asked him about whatever happened to you and your clique, Dato' Sri Rafizi, he said you and him now in the same boat, whatever happened. So you at least still helping out your constituency, Setiaongsa. KJ is there DJing and everything. But do you think KJ can make a comeback? And do you think KJ might make a comeback as a senator or what under Dato' Sri Anwar's government?
Well, that is a question that KJ can answer. But as far as I'm concerned, I think he obviously is a very well-regarded politician, especially among the younger generation. And he has done well outside of government. Whatever it is, whether it's as a DJ or podcast or other things. So yeah, I'm sure. He'll be a valuable member if Dato' Sri Anwar wants, and if he makes a comeback, I think he will be a valuable member of the government. And I think, I interviewed him recently and all that. I do see a slight change, like the criticisms are a bit more measured.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, whether it's about the government, Dato' Sri Anwar, Dato' Sri Zahid. So the rest, it's something that I don't know. He has never, confided to me or whatever on that.
Understood. And talking about every time when there's a political turmoil or rumors, it's always about somebody saying something. Citrus, Iswardi Morni, people like him and everything. But sometimes they're telling the truth, yes. Media is saying one thing, opposition saying another thing, and the Kunchu saying some stuff. So all this, Rakyat wants to know, YB, what is actually happening with unity government? What is actually happening? Maybe we can get it from you.
Well, I think this is the colour of society. It's a democratic society. It's an open society. So you get people with different views. We are not a one-party dictatorship. I think the rakyat, to a great extent, they form their own opinion, and you know, they sort of, you know, they get the view from the government, they get view from the opposition, they get view from the critical members of government like myself, they get views from the media, from social media. Then they will form their own view, right? And I think, but I think what the unity government needs to do better. I think we've done a lot of good things in the unity government, and I'm not going to, you know, belittle that or question that. But I think one thing we should always work on is communications. That is something we should do better. And and then like you know, we tend to say that the opposition are very good at using social media and all that. We used to be very good at using social media.
Exactly.
You can't suddenly, because I think suddenly you have a sense that some people in government are more comfortable with mainstream media. But we know that, you know, mainstream media is important, but that alone is not enough. I mean, or not, we wouldn't win in 2018.
Correct.
So that's one thing. And two is that sometimes, I mean, the opposition, or you have some people saying silly things and all that. We have to be more tolerant of views, of criticisms, rightly or wrongly. I mean, I don't know how often people in the previous administrations closed down their comments on Facebook, but it has happened in this government.
Exactly.
Unfortunately.
Exactly.
We have seen, you know, the minister saying that, oh, be careful of what you say, a police car might be outside your house. And why do we have to resort to that? If anything wrong, 3R, whatever, and you need to use, I mean, I'm not saying that everyone on social media is good and great, right? But if there needs to be, you take action. But you shouldn't advertise or shouldn't rely on that again and again, because this is what we fought against.
Exactly.
Right? You have to be very careful. You have to give a wide room for disagreement, for criticism, you know, before taking action. And I think this is something that we have to navigate very well.
And I think PMX have repeatedly said this about this communication. And
Yeah.
I think earlier, first year, I think Fadlina said about it as well. But takkan 3 tahun masih problem yang sama saja. I think by now should fix, and the focus should be in something else already.
Agreed. And you know, time is running out. We have 2 more years before general election. So we have to take action now. You know, and it's, I mean, if we know the problem, then we have to take the action lah.
Now let's go back to again our title, YB, PMX. How is he doing? Is he doing a good job? Because from a layman perspective, my own father said, what did he promise? What is he doing? That's all.
Yeah.
No in-depth analysis, nothing. That's all. But I find it's quite sharp. Quite sharp. And I can't answer that. Can't answer that.
Yep.
Maybe you can say.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think the core PKR Reformasi supporters, I mean, it's been there for 25 years, right? Yeah, over 25 years, waited for him to be in power. I mean, he spent, 10 years in prison. It was a long, long journey. I mean, in fact, people were writing him off in 2022 when he became Prime Minister. People understand that this is not a PH government. We had to govern with BN, with GPS, GRS, so it's quite an awkward arrangement. I think people understand that, and people don't expect us to deliver the PH manifesto, you know, in total. Right?
Yeah,
people understand that.
That's it. Yeah.
But I think what is crucial is about, and the priorities. What are our priorities and all that? And obviously there are certain reforms that we had to do, which was the right decision, but it makes things a bit difficult. I was part of the retargeting of subsidy for electricity. We worked together with the opposition states to increase the water tariffs because we felt that that was necessary. Diesel. And obviously there are some unintended consequences. Whether it's real or whether it's just perception is a different thing, but people feel that, oh, benda mahal and all that. So, I mean, it's not easy, right? And then, but I think there are things that that are very central to what reformasi is about, and that you have to draw the line.
Correct.
So one of the things, for example, is the judiciary. I mean, I think Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim knows more than anyone else what it is to be, when you have an unfair judiciary. But he, stood tall, and he managed to succeed eventually. The issue is, again, process. I mean, sometimes you talk, but we went through the process and all that, and that's fine. But I think again, it was the perception, right? So that was why the 9 of us spoke out. We don't just speak out for the sake of it. We felt that we need to. The judges didn't have a voice, and our judiciary have been doing so well. Since 2018.
Correct.
Not many countries can say they are able to imprison their prime minister.
Correct.
We did that, right? So when people get worried, we had to be the voice. So I think that was one main thing. And I think, I don't know. I mean, there is also a sense that we are trying very, very hard to get the UMNO, PAS and Bersatu voters. And obviously, I mean, Sarawak is another thing, and to a certain extent, I understand. But okay, let's talk about this part. And again, obviously, it's important. Malay voters are crucial to any government in Malaysia.
Correct.
But sometimes, I'm in KL, and I'm not just talking about the non-Malay voters. I'm talking about the progressive Malays. I'm talking about those who have been in reformasi. Those who were never in any party. 1998, they saw Datuk Sri Anwar being treated like that. They decided to join reformasi. They feel that their views, their concerns are relegated under this PH government, and this is like, this is our first love. I like to say, this is our core supporters.
Correct.
You cannot alienate them.
Correct.
I hope we can win over the Malay voters. I hope we can win over Sarawak voters as PH, right? But if you can't hold on to your core voters,
Correct.
it's going to be very difficult. We're not going to win Kelantan overnight.
Correct.
We're not going to win the Malay rural areas overnight. So we need to ensure that our voters still believe in us. And the other part is, even when we have been doing the right things, communications again. Right? Because if we are not talking about being saints, you do your good deeds quietly, because God knows, right? We are talking about politics where you need votes. So if people don't know, or people get the wrong info, or the opposition has been painting what we do rather than what we are telling, then we are in for a tough time.
Is Datuk Sri Anwar aware that this hardcore 1998 followers is being sidelined? Is he aware? Because I'm just worried that one day he will become Datuk Sri Najib, in the sense of, remember Datuk Sri Najib always thought everybody loved him based on I love my PM and everything. And the moment the reality strike, then Datuk Sri Najib realized, oh, we actually had a problem and people covered for me. I don't want that to happen to MX. So is he aware? Maybe?
I hope he's aware. I mean, I think he's a smart man. We have been raising this issue, right? So I hope he's aware.
Okay, baby. And another thing you mentioned earlier, that doing good deeds behind, nobody knows, publicity. Putri Reformasi, Nurul Izzah. How important is she for PKR, maybe?
She's very important. She's the deputy president. She is the co-director for elections for the party. So she is central, very important for the party. I mean, people look at Dato' Sri Anwar already in his last term as party president. I mean, he is 78. So obviously, Nurul Izzah as the number 2 in the party is people will look at her as, as someone who has to be ready to take over the party at any time.
And since the formation of unity government, that's quite a unstable graph when it comes to Puteri Reformasi, because first remember nepotism, but a quick action were taken. But I think some loyalists affected with that one move itself. What went wrong, YB? And do you think they have managed to fix it?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, being the going into deputy president, running against the incumbent Rafizi, obviously that reinforces that perception. But she has, I mean, she's now deputy president, and I think she is a very talented, very smart and popular young leader. So I think she should leverage on that and really focus. But this is a different ball game, because once you're deputy president, I mean, I was vice president. Vice president, there's 7 of us, 4 elected, 3 appointed, right? So, if you're, it's like a goalkeeper, because so being a deputy president is a bit like a goalkeeper, or being a president, because you're the only one there.
Correct.
So anything goes wrong, it's very noticeable. No one can cover for you. But if you're a defender or if you're a midfielder, you have a few layers and a lot of players that can run and cover for you. So I think, so she has to, I mean, step up. She's very capable. I mean, I've been working, I mean, she's a friend from a long time, and she's been, in frontline politics for a long time. So, I mean, this is her time to prove herself.
Okay, YB. Another question. Farhash. Siapakah Farhash? I mean, generally we know. Why this always seems Farhash ni macam YB ada je issue. Ada je issue.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it. Netizens saying it. Ada je issue. Recent, the Sabah scandal and everything. Is everything okay with him? Or is the media getting it wrong? Or what, before this 7/11? Yeah. So why we?
Well, I don't know. I mean, the details and all that, I'm not privy to it. What I can say,
quite an ambitious guy, right?
Ambitious. I mean, ambitious. Nothing wrong with that. But I think, when you are a politically exposed person, and obviously people know that you're previously the political secretary to the Prime Minister before he became Prime Minister. So I guess he has to be willing to be more, to really understand that people will go through every single business dealings and everything that he does, right? So he has to be prepared for that. If it's above board and everything, then he just has to come clean. Right? And because people ask these questions, and I don't think asking question is completely fair. Right. We did that on other people who were close to previous prime ministers. So if you are, whether you like it or not, I mean, this is the challenge. I mean, there are good parts of being close to PM, but the downside is that people will really look at you and ask all these questions. So I mean, anyone has the right to be ambitious, but has to be willing to be open and answer these questions.
Is AMNO okay with him as well, YB?
I don't know that one. You have to ask AMNO.
Okay,
I'm still a PKR member. So.
And the netizens are saying, Rakyat is saying, Farhash is like a liability for PMX. So I don't know whether PMX is aware of it or not. Hopefully somebody will advise PMX. And moving on, maybe. We have one Merdeka question.
Yeah.
A separate question, which is
easier lah.
Recently, whatever happened, I'm sure you're aware. It has come to a point where rakyat takut nak letak bendera. takut. Maybe it could be a designer's fault.
Yeah.
It could be the delivery guy's fault. You know. So, what approach should we take? Should we like educative or punishment? Because look now seems like punishment is the main way that we are going. What's your opinion on that?
You know, I think, I mean, you know, we obviously as Muslims we treat our Quran with reverence because it, you know, is the word of God, and you have a certain way to deal with it and all that. But I give you an example. If you accidentally, I mean, say a printer, and it happens, a printer misprints a Quran. They immediately, I mean, they consciously realize it and they rectify it, they apologize for it. I mean, even sometimes they sell and they recall whatever change with a reprinted proper Quran. It's not the same as someone who takes the Quran and burn it out of hatred for the religion.
Correct.
Right? So similarly, I mean, this is obviously on the less. I mean, that's about the holy book. If you're talking about the flag, I mean, to me, patriotism is not about waving flags alone.
Correct.
Right? I mean, there are various ways. I mean, if you're waving flags but you're corrupt, I don't think you're patriotic.
Correct.
If you're waving flags but you're racist, I don't think you're patriotic. But, okay, fine. It is a way. I mean, I do distribute flags in my area and all that, just to create the feeling among the public, right? And I mean, I'm being very frank. I think there was this sense of perception, or whether real or not, people like to say, oh, non-Malays did not put up flags. I mean, or you know, they're putting up flags less now than before. Whatever. I mean, I don't measure this or check who puts up, but that's what people whisper. And then when a non-Malay puts up it wrongly, then you create this fuss as if it's the end of the world. Again, if it is, you know, this guy goes and knowingly, you know, step on it, or, you know, knowingly, like for days, put the flag upside down, that's one thing. But if they make a mistake, they apologize for it. Why are we making it such a big thing? Why are we expending our energies? And you're correct. You know, because to be honest, right, I mean, I guess subconsciously I know if a flag is right or wrong. Not only you have to measure the stripes, you also have to measure the star. I mean, to count the star, to make sure it's the right number, right? But if I mean, what if you don't? I mean, people can make an issue if they want to. Now, and I mean, some from AI, the mistake, some other people make mistake. It was never an issue, and rightly so, because if you realize that it was an unintended mistake, no intention, no, you know, not to insult or to not to, you know, to send a message or anything. It was purely unintentional. You cannot equate that with someone who does it intentionally. So I think, you know, this is, and when you put it at a certain race and all that,
and then you bring a rombongan all the way to certain place, and that is
unnecessary, and I think it's really unhealthy.
Correct.
For the country, and this is 2025.
The reason why I asked you, you know, AB, because my neighbor, I have been in this particular taman 7 years. He'll be the first one to put up in our taman. By 15 already up. It's already, still now tak ada. Tak ada. Takut kot. Saya pun tak pasti.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
So any message, YB, for Merdeka, and also moving forward, now you're not a Menteri anymore, but how are you going to engage with youngsters after this, and what is your future plan like?
Well, for Merdeka, I think just wish every Malaysian selamat Hari Kebangsaan, selamat Hari Malaysia. You know, we should all cherish our independence, our freedom, and you know, we should really, I mean, if you remember, in Wawasan 2020, which was announced in 1991, the Prime Minister at that time spoke about creating a united Bangsa Malaysia. We have to ask ourselves, do we have, in 2025, do we have that united Bangsa Malaysia or not? Right? Honestly. So I think that is the most important message to take in. With regards to, I think for me, I'm trying to use social media more. I'm trying to go to the ground more to engage with the younger generation. I know it's a challenge. They're using different apps. They're using different platforms, the language they speak, they have a shorter attention span, they're very curious, very aware about the environment. So I'm trying to engage with them as much as possible, but it's always a learning process when you're old and you're used to certain things. As for my future plans, I mean, currently I'm happy. I have a bit more time to myself. I'm trying to exercise more, although I haven't done it. I'm focused in my constituency, going down. I'm focused in Parliament, raising issues that are critical to the rakyat. And I also have my own media set up, Lebih Masa, where I not just do podcasts, I do documentaries, and we have other exciting programs coming up, inshallah.
So thank you, IB. Thank you for participating in our podcast session.
Thank you.
And to the audience, thank you for watching. May you all had an insightful session. Thank you. Bye.
The world's unfolding, stories untold. Voices rising and we're breaking the mold. Fearless and bold, we're taking the lead.